Hey guys, it's carsonmtech here, back with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be checking out a security camera that was sent to me by the company known as Annke, or Annke, I don't know how you say it, and honestly, I don't really know much about this camera at all at this point because they said that they were going to send me another camera, and this is the one that showed up in the mail, so I don't really know much about this other than it is called the AI Floodlight cam, and the AI part of it means that it is able to distinguish between humans and animals and other moving objects, which is pretty cool. So you're apparently able to go and set between which type of motion you want to detect. So that's pretty cool, and this is meant to go in place of a existing floodlight, or you could just install it pretty much everywhere. So this is meant to be an outdoor use camera, and it does retail for a little bit over $100 US. But with that being said, yes, they did send me this for free, but they're not paying me to say anything in this video, so if this thing sucks, I will definitely let you know. By the end of this video, I will have unboxed this. I'm gonna also test it out, as well as giving you some impressions at the very end of whether or not I believe this is worth it. So stick around for the end for that. But before getting to that, let's get first into the unboxing. So to start off here on the front, it does mention all of its different features here, and notably it does mention that AI algorithm. So that's probably one of the most distinguishing features about this. So if that works well, that is pretty cool. It does have app support, so this is a Wi-Fi enabled camera. You don't have to worry about wiring it in through Ethernet or anything like that. So you just wire it into power and then you connect it to Wi-Fi and you are all set, and then that is pretty much it. So right up at the start, it does really want to make clear that please do not open this package if you are not the recipient of it. After getting that open, first of all, at the very top you will see a thank you card, as well as some documentation, as well as a sticker. Immediately below that, you will find the camera. As you can see here on the bottom, like I was mentioning, this is meant to be wired into a pre-existing floodlight, so that is why this is here. This is an adjustable camera. You can adjust it to pretty much any angle you want, which is pretty cool. I'm going to take that off. The floodlight itself is also adjustable, so that is nice, depending on where you have this installed. I gotta say, I was not expecting the build quality to be as strong as it is, because it did look like a plastic at first, so yes, that is an aluminum. Basically, this entire thing, minus the camera here, is made out of aluminum, so very sturdy build quality, so that is a definite plus because I was not expecting that. So here on the top you will get a QR code, and this is for the pairing within the app. And I'll get to that in just a little bit, but first off, let's see what's over in here. I have a feeling this is probably some installation stuff. It is indeed. So this comes with 2 screwdrivers. So this isn't something they would have to include, but it is nice that they did. And inside this bag here, it appears you get a bunch of different screws for different purposes, whatever this is, and then some wire nuts. I am not going to mount this up, so what I'm going to do is just attach all the wires with the wire nuts. So now I've got all my wires connected to each other, I'm going to just sit this camera down like so, and then plug it into an outlet. So I've got my outlet over here, plug it on in, and upon initial turning on, it will turn on the floodlight for just a couple of seconds until it goes through the process of booting up, and then it should power off. So now that that has went off, that means that it is ready to go and get set up. So I'm going to take my phone down from its above placement right now, stop recording, and I'm going to get into setting this up. So you're going to want to download the app called CAMB, C-A-M-B, and if you already have an account with this app, which you probably don't, but if you do, then log in. Otherwise, you're going to want to create a new account by logging in for the first time. So click agree, put in your information, sell away your life. And once you have created a new account and logged in, you're going to want to click the big old circle that says add device, and what you're going to want to do is scan the QR code on the top of the camera. So this device only does support 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It does not support 5 gigahertz, but once you've done that, you will see the light will change and it begins blinking blue, which means that it is attempting to connect to Wi-Fi. So now that this is set up, let's go and set up the name, and let's see if it works. clicking the play button, look at that. I now have access to the camera. So that's good that that was successful. So to get rid of this disgusting angle, let me hold this out a little bit. Like I mentioned before, you can angle up the camera or angle it however you want. It does have the motion sensors on here. Anyways, looking at some of the features that it has here in the app, over here is where you turn on the light. Like you can see, it is very bright. This is an incredibly bright light. So if you're replacing an existing floodlight that possibly has 2 floodlights, which is pretty common, this one will definitely outblast those considering how bright it is. Literally, it's blinding me every single time I turn it on. So just literally pressing the button, it is very instantaneous, which is a huge plus because I was kind of worried about latency, but this is actually one of the lower latency cameras that I have seen. Here, if you press the little bell icon, the first time I pressed this, I believed that it was to turn on and off push notifications, but it is not. When you press it, it does this. So that's a little terrifying if you're somebody breaking and entering into a home and you hear that. The center button, you press and that will begin recording. However, that is supposed to record to a micro SD card in the camera, which I don't have in there right now. So I'm kind of interested what it's going to do when I press end. It will save it locally to my device. So typically what it will do if you put in a micro SD card, which you do right here on the back, all you got to do is unscrew these 2 screws here, which you can do quite easily because it includes the 2 screwdrivers, and that is where your micro SD card is. That is where the reset button is as well. The same goes for photos, so taking a photo here, it will save it to my local camera roll. And that is pretty much it as far as what you can do with this app. It is very limited in what it can do from that view. However, you can click on the settings and you can go into more specifics. So going into security is where you can control the detection. You can choose how close you want it to be. So if you want people only, you can slide all the way over to the left and it will go and only detect people. So I will in just a little bit figure out if that is true, if it only detects people. But just for now, going through these, you can choose if you want all motion, like that, or you can do a little bit in between. But something cool is this also has a motion zone detection. So this is pretty cool if you are setting this up, say in a driveway, and there is a road nearby and you don't want it to always detect the road, then you can go and just check off the boxes that you don't want to be motion detected. So yeah, that is pretty much it for all the specifics here. I'm going to go and set this to people only, and we will see if this detects people only by going and setting this up outside and testing it out. So I will see you outside. Alrighty, so I have went and tested this out for a lot of today. I've put it in a couple different scenarios, including outdoors with it filming myself, and I've also put it indoors to show the night quality of the video. So this, first off, does not have night vision, which is a little bit upsetting. I was hoping it would have that, but because of this massive floodlight here, you don't have to worry because this is incredibly bright. I don't know how many lumens it is, but when I was using it down in the basement, it literally lit up the space so much, it just looked, especially from the camera, like I had turned on the lights in the room, which I hadn't done that, but it was incredibly good. So if there's one huge positive out of this camera, it's definitely the floodlight. They did not slack on the LEDs that they put in here and how bright they could get. So that is awesome. The camera quality itself is pretty decent, so I was kind of surprised about that. It does claim that it has 1080p, which it does, but it's not full 1080p, so there's that. But it has enough quality, they're able to zoom in a little bit and pull out some different details of people or other objects that you may be trying to figure out what they are from the video clips. So that is a plus, and the motion detection is pretty decent, especially for the light itself. The motion detection of the camera is also pretty decent. However, the fact that they're claiming that this has AI human detection is bogus. I've tested this in a couple different scenarios, and the funniest one was I was just dangling a bucket in front of the camera, and literally a human did not pop up in the entire clip that it recorded, yet it thought it was a human. So The fact that it says that there is human detection on it is complete bogus, and if you're buying this for that reason, don't. It does not live up to that feature, and I was a little bit upset about that. However, it still does a great job at motion detection, and it doesn't pick up a bunch of random, like if a tree's swaying, it won't pick that up. So that is good in that sense. However, as far as everything else goes, I gotta say, I've been pretty disappointed. The hardware here itself is pretty great. It's just the software in the app is not great. And that is something that they really slacked on. And I don't know if they meant to do that, but they really slacked in the app. First off, the setup process was horrendous. I had so many issues the first time trying to set it up within the app. It was incredibly frustrating. And also, just it's missing features, like in playback, when this goes and records something because it detected motion, literally the only way to view it from the app is to press play and it begins playing from the beginning. There is no way to scrub through the clip, and when you press pause and press play again, it will literally begin from the beginning of the clip, which is why? Why are they doing that? I've never had another camera that has done something like that, so it makes it super annoying to go back and view your clips, which means that if you do want to view those and you want to scrub through them, you have to go to the camera itself, unscrew the 2 screws, take out the micro SD card, and then throw it into a computer or into an adapter into a phone. So playback is incredibly annoying and kind of defeats the whole purpose of this being a security camera. In saying that, that is something that they could add in a future app update, so I hope that they do something about that. Also, the microphone and speaker in this is just not great at all. The microphone is pretty terrible. So to fully show you how bad this microphone is right now, I'm going to start off right by the camera, and now I'm going to back up more. I'm talking at the same amount of volume as before, which is a typical speaking volume. So overall, what is my opinion on this? Is it worth it? I gotta say, in its current state, I cannot recommend this camera. It has been a huge headache to use, and although its quality is good, it's just not good in the app. And if they do in future updates make updates to the app, then I may be able to recommend this then. However, at this point, I just cannot do that. So because I've been so annoyed at this, I've decided that I want to give this away. So if you are interested in winning this yourself, then to enter, it's super simple. All you gotta do is give this video a thumbs up, and then down in the comments below, leave a comment. Make sure the comment includes "Give me the flood," and I'll have it here on screen right now. Make sure that your comment includes that somewhere. If you have other things in your comment, that's fine, but make sure it includes that. And then on June 17th of 2020, I will be using a random comment picker, and I will be choosing somebody who left that in their comment. So if you're interested in winning this, then make sure to leave a comment down below and make sure you have liked the video. So overall, what could I recommend over this if you are wanting to purchase something in the same price range of $100? Well, about a month ago, I did review a camera from the company known as Reolink, and it is a pan tilt camera, and that thing has honestly been super great to have. And for a similar price point to this, I would definitely recommend that over this, just because it has a lot more features, and although it doesn't have this huge floodlight on the top of it or anything like it, it does have really good night vision. So you do have that, and it has the ability to move around. So I'll be leaving a link to that below as well as my review. So with that being said, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to let me know by clicking the thumbs up button down below, as well as subscribing for future videos if you want to see more from me. If you want to watch my last video, that should be up there, and that Reolink video should be down there. With that being said, that is it for this video. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.